All right, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rechahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yeshaya, and this is a quick video that I stumbled upon, and you know, just kind of got a little agitated with these these so-called Christians, man. You know, who are most of them are cursed people, okay, and cursed on both sides. Cursed from being Esau Edom, and also cursed being 2/3, okay. And they always like to, basically take the claim that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who they ignorantly refer to as God and Jesus, that they have their best interests in that basically they're of the elect without even mentioning the elect or the remnant. All right, and it kind of gets you agitated, but it's like, just calm down and, put some scriptures together and bam, you got a video. So I'm going to play a little bit of this and I got a couple pre's and that'll be it.
I'm going to warn you. Whether you listen to it or not is up to you, but you're not going to get the chance in the afterlife to say you never warned me. So let me warn you. I want to give you the parable of the 10 virgins. I'm going to draw a few conclusions for you, okay? As part of the role of what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. So grant me a few moments. If I were to ask you about the rapture, and where is it in the Bible, if you've long since passed the point of, well, the rapture word is not in the Bible, the harpazo, the catching away, we call it the rapture. You would tell me it's in Thessalonians and Corinthians, and you would be correct. But it's also in Matthew 25, the 10 virgins, the 5 wise, and the 5 foolish. Let me explain, but first let me ask you the 2 questions. Why is he warning? Why is he warning you? Who's he talking to? Well, he's talking to you. If you consider yourself a Christian, if you have that moniker, he's talking to you.
Nope, got to stop you right there. Okay, the Lord is only addressing the elect. Okay, just as when John the Baptist was on the scene, he said, "All right, let's go ahead and get it. I don't think we need to play any more of this. I think we good." Um, let's see. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 3, and verse 7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come. All right, and this was talking about our people. All right, the scribes and the Pharisees, these were talking about you jakes that was in certain sects, unrighteous sects. Okay, like the Lord said, beware of the leaven of the scribes and the Pharisees, and also so this is and that's even inside the nation of Israel. Okay, so first and foremost, this word is only for the nation of Israel, right? But then going on a micro level, it's only referring to the elect on this side, the remnant that's going to be saved, the 1/3 and the 144,000, okay, that are scattered on the 4 corners of the earth. So this is definitely not talking to some Edomite, definitely not talking to some Elamite, whatever, whoever wants to call themselves so-called Christians, which that word Christian is Hamashiach in the Hebrew. So you would say Hamashiachim, Hamashiachim, which would be plural. Okay, so for the anointed or the followers of the anointed Yahweh Shai. So y'all got it all twisted, man. And just as he said. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come? That's right. Who have warned y'all to get right? Especially you heathen, okay? Who are you to take my covenant in thy mouth? All right, because this doesn't apply to y'all, man. Y'all had Christianity. It was a good run, but don't try to turn Christianity in the way to salvation, because it's never been that way. Okay, the way to salvation is being of the elect. All right, and getting in those chariots and enter into that second covenant. Okay, that's salvation. Even if you would ask a Christian what salvation is, they will not give you a bona fide answer because they don't know. You know. Bring forth therefore fruits, meet for repentance. All right. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. But these I say to you, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. Okay. So, and they say, oh, we have Abraham the father. Okay, of course. All right. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau. And there's a split right there. One of the covenant and one that, was found unacceptable. Okay. And that's Esau. Esau was found unacceptable. And basically the covenant was for us from the beginning. Okay. It was always it says the elder shall serve the younger. All right. So, yeah, I got a couple more. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. And it reads, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, is darkness and not light. That's right. So for the majority of y'all, this day is going to be pure hell, man. Even the days leading up into it, because there's going to be judgments going on even before the great day of the Lord, when the Lord returns with the chariots, okay, and those nuclear missiles are in the atmosphere, okay, getting ready to drop. And the so-called rapture, which, like he said, there was not a word rapture is not in the scriptures. So you have to, and he basically, I forgot what word he used for it just to try to justify it. But basically that belongs to the elect. All right. Come ye in your chambers for a bit. Okay. Look up for your redemption, draw of nigh. Those apply to us. Okay. Those apply to us. All right. You have these Christians, they're even, they don't even know what the UFOs are, who the inhabitants of the UFOs are, okay? Or the so-called UFOs, which they are identifiable, all right, objects, flying objects or whatnot. We know Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has vehicles that he uses to maneuver through the earth, through the world, through the universe, and it is what it is. Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of darkness of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? So that's what's for y'all, man. Okay, because y'all are not suffering and y'all just think that y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want. You're not even trying to follow the slightest law, even though we're not under the law. Okay, we're under the law of faith right now. Okay, Yahweh Shah was the propitiation. Okay, so even though he was our propitiation, we do not find basically a leisure to sin. All right, so we try to the best of our ability to follow the laws, the statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. All right, you can not shave your beard, you cannot get lineups, you can not eat pork, so on and so forth. But y'all are just saying y'all are Christian and that y'all found Jesus. And how you gonna find the how you gonna find the head of the universe, man? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his only begotten son, the second in command. How are you gonna find him when he's omniscient, omnipotent, omnipotent? He knows everything. He's everywhere. He found you. And it goes deeper because the elect were chosen from the beginnings of the foundation of the earth. So you can't just call yourself a Christian and then rewrite what the Lord already had for those specific spirits. It just doesn't work like that. So let's go ahead and get that really fast. Matthew, actually, let me go back to, I think I had one more over here. Yeah, 1 Peter 4 and 18 and 19. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing as unto a faithful creator. Y'all are not suffering for righteousness' sake. That's my whole point. Okay, you're trying to take away from the men and the few women, okay, that are joined unto these men, the men of the Lord, that are in the front lines of this spiritual battle. And you're trying to take, what the Lord has set out for them unto your own, which you're still smoking cigarettes, you still committing adultery. No, especially you white Christians, y'all love some damn pork and all type of shit, man. All right, on opioids, on all type of shit. full of that serpent serum, and you thinking that you're all right or godly because of your Christian rhetoric, your false Christianity doctrine tells you the only thing you have to do is heap onto yourself the moniker or the name of a Christian, and then you good. See that, and that's bullshit. Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well doing, as unto a faithful Creator. And that's what we're doing to the best of our ability. And I'm gonna end it with this one because they love to say they're saved, and we always say, saved from what? Okay, what are you saved from? All right, Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so you have to endure to the end. You have to get to the end. And what the scriptures say, if the righteous scarcely be saved, where does the sinner and the ungodly appear? Because when this happens, all right, you're gonna have the elect uh down here that didn't pass on, that weren't martyrs, that didn't uh lose their lives, resisting the mark, the mark of the beast. All right, but at the same yeah, Salakia got a little excited. Yeah, you're gonna have ones that didn't die, well, that did die and became martyrs, okay, for resisting the beast's mark, right? But then you're gonna have some that if I said it right, some that are still here. Okay, you're gonna have some that have passed on, okay, and you're gonna have some that are still here. And those are the ones that, like Yahushua said, or like the scriptures say, there will be some of you that shall not taste death. Okay, I'll show you a mystery. There'll be some of you that should not taste death, and that's the elect. They're going to be raised up to everlasting life because we believe in the resurrection. Whether you die on this side, you're going to get resurrected. There's like death is nothing when you understand the grand scheme of things, man. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Hopefully, I didn't do too much rambling. Want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, safety to the elect.